Everybody keeps replaying that slap like Will Smith just snapped, but what if that moment was years of pressure finally spilling over from a relationship that was already out of control?
From the heavens above, Will. Uncle Phil is rolling over in his grave, pure survival, as this woman still humiliates you. You know what I'm saying? And she has different men in and out of that house that was yours. I know you happy to be gone, but she's playing it off like you were the one that was in the way, Will.
Because right after he hit Chris Rock, something felt off. Jada Pinkett Smith didn't even move like someone who needed defending. And that's when people started asking what is really going on behind the scenes.
First of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. But I'm like, what is going on right now?
My wife's
name out of your mouth, right? And I'm like, but now I'm really worried for Will because I don't know what's going on.
Now, here's the part people ignored for a long time. Jada herself admitted that she used sex as a coping mechanism and struggled with what she described as addictive behavior. Not just relationships, but using intimacy to deal with emotions, to fix things, to escape. And at the time, it sounded like she had healed from it. But now, looking back at everything that's happened, people are starting to question if that pattern ever really stopped.
Have you ever had an addiction? Yes, I've had several.
Jada Pinkett Smith opens up about her struggles with addiction.
I'm hoping that it will give people the freedom also in their lives to find their truth.
The 46-year-old actress got extremely candid on the latest episode of her hit Facebook Watch series, Red Table Talk, where she revealed her addiction to sex.
My sort of addictions jump. They jump around. When I was young, I definitely think I had a sex addiction of some kind. Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or
It's the behavior.
It's the behavior that's attached to it.
Because when you bring in the situation with August Alsina, it doesn't feel random anymore.
Alsina in 2015 in London, and that's where we met. He was like, man, I could really use some help dealing with life.
It feels like part of that same cycle, a younger person, close to the family, vulnerable, and suddenly things cross a line. And once you connect that to what she admitted herself, it hits completely different.
There was, so how Jada would watch at the house is she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV, and she could play whatever video she watching. So now, I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you,
Then you start looking at everything else around the household. Jaden Smith, the people coming in and out of their circle, the blurred boundaries, and it stops feeling like isolated situations and starts looking like a pattern built on control, influence, and emotional imbalance.
that pain of Will seeing Jada fucking Mark Anthony on that couch and their home, right? Because he know they were already fucking on the set. This is fact. He just couldn't take it and he whipped her ass.
What does it mean to love in freedom?
The simple idea is it's friendship versus marital prison.
Ooh. Does that mean you all can have other partners, but you just have to be respectful with each other?
So people only think in terms of sex. People are trying to put something on it. Will and Jada, what they doing with other people?
Yeah.
Right? Will and Jada ain't really doing too much of nothing. The goal is not a sexual goal. We're gonna love each other
no matter what.
And through all of this, Will Smith stays, defending her, protecting her, taking public hits over and over again. Which makes people ask, was he holding the relationship together or was he stuck in something he couldn't walk away from?
When you got a woman that don't really like you, you got...
God, hold on. Time out. You're not the first man that said this.
Come on now. I don't think she does. I think...
But damn, how they gonna be married all these years? At some point in time,
I think she like the lifestyle. Now, who's she gonna marry with that much money? Oprah? Hey, Oprah ain't gonna have her. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, and then she's mean.
People online have tried to pull Bryshere Gray into the bigger conversation around Jada Pinkett Smith, but there's no confirmed proof of any direct involvement between them, just speculation that keeps getting repeated without solid evidence, which is why this part of the story remains one of the most questioned and debated pieces of the whole situation. When Jaden Smith grabbed the mic and casually called Tyler, the creator, his boyfriend, on stage, people laughed it off like it was just another random Jaden moment. But that didn't feel like a joke. That felt like something personal slipping out in front of everyone.
I feel like I just want to say Tyler, the creator, is the best friend in the world, and I love him so fucking much. And I want to tell you guys something. I want to tell you, Tyler doesn't want to say, but Tyler's my motherfucking boyfriend, and he's been my motherfucking boyfriend.
Because think about it, this wasn't said in private, this was loud, public, and intentional, and even Tyler brushed it off awkwardly instead of leaning into it. At the time, fans were confused, some thought it was trolling, others thought it was real, but now when people revisit that moment, it hits different. It feels less like humor and more like tension, like Jaden was saying something he actually meant while everyone else tried to downplay it. And that's why that clip keeps coming back into the conversation, because whether it was a joke or not, it didn't feel random. It felt like a glimpse into something deeper that nobody fully understood at the time.
He got a reason to cry. If he comes home, you know what I'm saying, and see that his mom got Tyler, the creator, his boyfriend, bent over and blowing Tyler, the creator's back out. That's why Jaden was crying.
Because when you connect her own words about sex and addiction to the relationships, the controversies, and the public moments, it stops being random drama and starts looking like a cycle that never really ended. And that's why this story hits different now, because it's not just about one incident anymore. It's about whether everything we've seen was part of something much bigger that people are only just starting to understand. So if you've been following this whole situation, here's where things stand right now, because it didn't just start with one moment. You had Jada Pinkett Smith openly admitting she once used intimacy as a coping mechanism, saying it was something she struggled with. Then later, the situation with August Alsina happens, and suddenly people start connecting dots that didn't seem connected before. At the same time, Will Smith keeps showing up publicly defending everything, even in moments like what happened with Chris Rock. And that's where people started questioning the dynamic, because it always feels like he's the one taking the hit. Then you've got moments like Jaden Smith calling Tyler, the creator, his boyfriend on stage, which people laughed off at the time, but now they're looking back at it differently. Like maybe there was more going on behind the scenes than anyone realized. So when you put all of this together, it stops feeling like random headlines and starts looking like a pattern that's been playing out for years. And that's why this conversation keeps coming back. But here's the real question after everything we've seen. Do you think this is just a complicated relationship playing out in public? Or is there something deeper people are only now starting to notice? Let me know what you think.